Indeed, welcome. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. We have with us Benedict Kolubah, former Assistant Minister, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. He's studying, I believe, for another master's and in Italy. I think he's here on research. He should be going back, if I'm right. Is everything I said correct?
Well, partially I'll be going back. I'll be doing PhD. And then the next time you hear me flying back. So yes.
So why you say you're doing research? So after the research,
I'm doing a lot of research, different research on the Liberian economy, which necessarily has nothing to do with.
So you true with your studies in Italy?
Yeah. I'm doing a research, and I'm doing a couple of research by myself. Some of it on the economy, some of it a partnership with some of my colleagues in Turin, but. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't want to undermine some of the research.
Okay, so you here now.
Yeah. So
okay, good. So
I didn't want to keep giving excuses, but again, like you are always.
Few the 45 minutes we have, we can exhaust one or two things.
Yeah.
The Liberian economy currently, how will you describe it?
Well. Before you describe the economy, sometimes I always like to recap and go back.
Yeah, sure. Do that.
The last time I was here, I remember I was talking about the National Development Plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said to you that the economic logic of the plan was flawed. And then the only thing that was prospered in Liberia was poverty. And so, and hardship because of the kind of economic logic that is within the plan, and that hasn't changed. And so, right now, our economy is stagnated. There is no solution being formed.
Stagnated? The Ministry of Finance, the fiscal authorities are predicting that it is going to go up to a 5-point-something%.
So, I said that here, and one of your panelists labeled me as a village economy. So, Julia, so far get jumping to the economy, I want you to realize that when you're talking about the economy, it's divided into two. The macro, which is the bigger side, and then the macro, which is the smaller side. Economy can grow.
That is the digits. MA and the MR.
Yes. The economy can grow with double digits. You can even have 15% economic growth. A state cannot affect the livelihood of the people. So the economic situation here, the policy is colonial. We have a colonial economic strategy and policy. As a result, it doesn't meet contemporary reality to address the well-being issue of the people. Until that logic is reframed, you can set all the.
That means that also bedeviled your administration. It was also a problem you had to deal with.
No, yeah, it was a problem we had to deal with, but we had a strategy. Our strategy was quite different from this. And then because when we took over, there was a bucket situation, and I talk about the MA and the MR. So to be able to bring about macroeconomic stability, you got to take out the defects in the economy. You got to take out wastages. So that's what we're doing first before you go to the well-being side. And so those are the things we're addressing. But here is the point. The reason why we are where we are is that if you go back to history and play the campaign messages of both the CDC and the UP, you will realize first, the first thing that happened to us is that there was what we call illusory fights. You tell lies to the extent that the lies become truth in the ears of the populace and deceive them, but actually it's a lie. And our colleagues made the problem of this country to appear very simplistic. It looked like it's a simple thing that can be done within the twinkle of an eye. For example, some of the issues that were not very truthful. They were blaming the CDC for the withdrawal of NGOs in this country. They said the country was hard because NGOs were leaving. Companies were not coming because we didn't have the capacity to influence companies to come. Those were just illusory fights. making the people to believe that, look, when CDC leaves, company will come, job will flow. They made the people to believe that, in fact, all of us were going to President Weah House at Jamaica Resorts and taking in drugs there because he was importing drugs there. They made a population to believe that, in fact, Liberian dollars can be used in Europe or in America. That is the reason why we took 16 billion Liberian dollars from the economy, because if you take 16 billion dollars from here, where are you going to use it? But the population believed those lies because the way it was told. If you look at that foundation now, that the foundation of the government was built on elusive facts, were built on simplest, making the complex problem to appear very simple, that it will be addressed within a twinkle of an eye, then the reality sets in now. With that flawed foundation, let me tell you what happened. The government took over, and the first thing that happened was the government didn't have a vision, they didn't have a plan, they had to do a plan within 1 year. The biggest anchor or foundational anchor of the government was within the CSA. The CSA created a situation that, look, the whole payroll was flawed. The government has employed people who are not qualified. In fact, there was a message around that, look, you know what? There are people who are just on the payroll, they just send money to their account, they take it and carry it to Sametua, or they take it and carry it to Jamaica. In fact, the mobile money payment system that we introduced for digital inclusion, it was also connected that way. So the CSA took on a boisterous and showmanship and to build the foundation of the government. On the basis of that, there was an illusion. We'll move all the goods in front of the payroll. We'll save money. And I'll send you some reports. And before we go forward, because of time, anybody who wants to argue or contribute on the show, you are welcome. But here's what I can tell you. One, go and download the CSA 2024 report, because everything I will say here, I will speak from data. Go and download from the Ministry of Finance, the consolidated financial report for 2024. Go and download the May fiscal year report from the Ministry of Finance. You can go to Central Bank and take some of the data from there. So because of that, the CSA has put the government in a position that there is a huge chunk of money still sitting down within payroll, and we are going to take that money from there and invest it, and even be able to solve the country problem. In the CSA report,
is that not the case?
No, is that not? That is completely far from it. In fact, look, I can say for Helen, the most dangerous entity in this region is not the police, it is the CSA.
Wow.
The CSA is damaging, the CSA is self-destructive, not just to us as opposition, but to the government herself.
How?
Go to the report. Do you have the report?
Yeah.
The CSA in page 10 of that report, the first phrase there, they say the government payroll was $23.4 million. Julia, I'm reading with glasses now, so I have to find my glasses.
Yeah.
So
page 10, they want to say Employee Status Regularization Project, ESRP.
Yeah, the CSA say by October 2024, just 8 months, or not 8 months, the workforce of the government, blah, blah, blah. Here's the interesting thing. Reducing government monthly wage bill from $23.5 million to $21.1 million.
Yeah. It is here.
It's clear there, right?
Let me read the full paragraph.
My time going now. I want you to go to that sentence.
Yeah, no. Let me so people can get the background.
Okay.
In collaboration with relevant government entities, the ESRP involved a comprehensive review and verification of personnel records across 103 government institutions, focusing on establishing clear and verifiable employment statuses for each civil servant. This standardization of documentation not only reduced the number of ghost workers on the payroll, but also strengthened workforce accountability across the civil service. By October 2024, just under 8 months, the workforce had been streamlined from 67,746 employees to 60,900. That means 7,000 people were put down. This is why it is saying achieving a reduction in the government monthly wage bill from 23.5 million to 21.1 million. Yep.
Is that correct, right?
Yeah.
That means that the CSA saved, according to them, the CSA saved around $2.4 million from the government wage bill.
By October 2024.
Yeah, by October 2024.
Yes.
It means monthly. Read that. They say every month they were saving $2.4 million. But when they started that saving, it's not clear in this report. So that is why I didn't take 2024 data on that. But if you say the wage bill is $21.1 million per month, Julius, you are generally not a mathematician. What would you think the wage bill of 2025 will be? It's 12 months in a year, right?
Yeah.
It will be 21.1 multiplied by what?
12.
12. Do that math for me, I beg you. My own phone may not be okay. I will take my time, even we don't exhaust all, but I want the people to know that the danger we are playing with in this country. 21.1.
Yeah, let me go to this other phone calculator. These
Yeah,
are
yeah.
two phones. Okay. So, 21.1 times 12, right?
Yeah.
So it should be
253.
million.
So a CSA says, that's why I said the CSA is the most dangerous entity in the country because it's creating false impression. To defend the CDC government, you say you reduce the wage bill to $21.1 million. So if you multiply that by 12, it means this 2025 wage bill should have been $253.2 million. Instead of this year wage bill being 253.2, the wage bill have been revised is now $370 million. So minus 253.2 from 370 million.
Where did you get information that it is 370 million?
Go to the Ministry of Finance fiscal maintenance report. You want me to find you the page number?
Yeah, I have the second edition 2025 Liberian Financial Statistics.
The maintenance report.
I'm not sure I have the midterm report.
Oh, you don't have the midterm report. Let me find it quick and give you the page number, because what I'm doing, I want the public to see that look, what these people said they were lying us on, that our people should take pride in the services we provided in this country. So the Ministry of Finance May-year review report is on page 18, and let me read that. Page 18, they say compensation of employees. Original appropriation is $350 million. And then original appropriation percentage, then you go to reallocation. They reallocated around 60 some more thousand, and they say the revise is $316 million. So it's $316.5 million. So if you minus 253.2 from 316.5,
let me do that. 316.5 minus 253.2.
I told you this is on page 18 of
equals 63.3 million difference.
So you're talking about almost a distorted data information of 68 or 60 some more million dollars.
63.3 million.
That is unaccounted for, or you can even call it as addition to the wage bill.
At this point, is it not possible that the wage bill increased despite the CSA saying in 2024 that they have brought it down?
Okay, let me tell you something. This is how the wage bill is. Julius, is you are on a payroll for 12 months. I remove you from on that payroll because you are employed for your lifetime. So your salary is flowing to your lifetime. If I remove you this year and say I'm saving your money is stay there for next year, even though the budget is not being done. So a CSA saved the wage bill and reduced it for $21.1 million. It means that the following year the wage bill will be $21.1 million.
Yeah. So
how come now?
I agree, but I am saying, is it not possible that there were new employments and all of that?
So that is what makes the CSA the dangerous entity, because you created the impression that the CDC government was dumping people on the payroll. So you have reduced the payroll to be able to find space to do government work.
Okay,
but I get your point. In the end, you created that negative perception about us. But in the end, you are dangerously running the payroll.
So in this case, that
got 1 point there. We've not even started the real issues.
I want to divide the 316.5 by 12.
You're talking about
26.3.
So the wage,
that is to say the wage bill is going up from the 21.1 million spoken about But the CSA back up to 26.3, way beyond the 23 million plus.
Way beyond the CDC that they said we destroy the payroll, we destroy the country. We had 23.5 million wage bill. They reduced it to 21. In their mouth, on the paper, is 26. Who is dangerous? Who is destroying this country? I'm not going to stop there. Here's the second point. Go to the CSA report.
Mm-hmm.
In the CSA report, the CSA mentioned that on page 26, the CSA mentioned that a save, just within, we call it in year, within the year, it saved $8.2 million from the payroll cleansing. So this one we're reporting now, it should have affected 2025. But this one, they say they saved $8.2 million. You go to page 25, you will see the annual savings in 2024. Liberian dollar is 131,000 plus. US is $8.2 million. If you put that together at the rate of 180, it's almost $9 million. So meaning that while they were cleaning out in 2024, they saved internally $9 million from the payroll. If you go to the 2025 budget, the compensation was $297 million. If you save $9 million in 2024, it means the consolidated report. Go to the consolidated report of 2024. The financial report from the Ministry of Finance says they ended the year with $282 million. Remember, according to them, I want to find that page and read it to you. According to here's the page 24 of the consolidated account report of 2024. Ministry of Finance says this. 12A, compensation on employees. Expenditure made against employee compensation for 2024 amounted to $282.8 million against the final budget of $296.45 million. Inconsistency in the numbers from the budget down to the reports, of which wages and salary in cash accounted for $97.2 million. The actual fell below the final budget by $13.6 million due to delay in approving additional employment budget for in this year. Minister of Finance didn't say the reason we dropped from 297 to 282 is because CSA cleaned the payroll and took Ghostly. Minister of Finance said it's because there was a delay in approving employment. Mm-hmm. So if you reduce the wage bill by $9 million, this author should be telling us that we actually ended to $290 million. But here, they are telling you they ended at 282. So the whole CSA report is getting a mirage. Let me repeat. If they're not careful, the CSA will dump the entire government. The CSA said they close on mobile money payment at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. We say got mobile money unit there. You cannot be wanting. Go to that report. I want you to go to the CSA report. Let me tell you one of the elementary and moral issues that are there, and you acting like you want to usher your colleague. Go to the page 1. Go to the cover page of that report. Check the date that report was submitted. Look, let me tell you, Kula, you say the president doesn't listen to radio. Please encourage the president to listen to me today. If possible, you carry me to Mika.
On November 25, 2024.
So, Julius, when do you do your yearly report here? The year that 12 months. CSA report that in November. Look, I can tell you the whole of November, there is no data for CSA in that report. For nothing moral making. Because you made Liberian problem to appear very simplistic. That when you get there, you can just solve it. Julius, I can challenge the government, the CSA, anytime, anywhere before the president. This report, there is not even 20% truth in this report. Because this report is not logical, it's not fact-proving. The Ministry of Finance had to support the CSA. So the numbers between CSA and the Ministry of Finance, I even go to the Ministry of Finance, I'm just starting with CSA. The numbers in between there is bad. Ministry of Finance said they ended 282. CSA said they ended with 290. Where are we going?
What do you think is happening? Is it a lack of coordination?
No,
or is it not understanding certain things?
It's not lack of coordination. It is because what you said to the people you want to prove it at all cost. We call this self-fulfilled prophecy. You say the payroll was blotted. You say to people ghost name on the payroll. You got to give a number that you remove the ghost name from the payroll. I have challenged the report. So this is one foundation of our problem. Then it moved into now, because CSA set that foundation, then it moved into the National Development Planning Architecture. This one, I told you first, the economic logic was flawed. Today I'm telling you, the model of economic policy is colonial.
What does that mean?
It's archaic. It doesn't fit in contemporary reality. You got the arrest agenda?
Yeah, I have it.
Go to Minister Gafon's statement in that agenda. They say they're going to make Liberia a middle income country, which the World Bank has said is not possible in the economic. I didn't say this. The World Bank economic memorandum that was launched in 2024, it said it's not possible. That one is just clear. But here is the troubling part. Minister Gafon wrote in that.
Entities like the World Bank and the IMF are viewed as colonial institutions. So if they say that it is not possible, that does not necessarily mean that Liberia cannot
So
do
if they are colonial entity, it means they get telling you that we are colonial, we didn't do it. You say you do it to make Liberia a middle income country, a lower middle income country, and you are depending on, here's the dangerous thing, you are measuring the success of your country by GDP growth. So you're saying you get one transaction to be going on in the country, as long as people are buying, selling in the country, then the country improving. Whereas, go to Legend's report, go to Central Bank report, whereas our main sector of economic growth, of the economy of GDP growth in this country is in the extractive industry. This is what make it colonial, because in the extractive industry, this is not where you find the poor people. If you mind, that's why people are crying now. Bring Asla, you can bring another 3 ArcelorMittal in this country here. The country will not develop. How many President ArcelorMittal will employ? When they take the iron ore from there, do you know how much iron ore value leave this country and how much do we get in return? Oh, you want me to take 2 minutes and give you that data?
Yeah, sure, do that.
Okay, give me 2 minutes. I will be finding that data, right? So in the extractive industry account for almost 95% of exports. Well, they contribute less than 18% of revenue to government. You cannot build your economic logic on that kind of foundation. So today the hardship is here because, one, I'm going to be very simple with this. Liberia doesn't own United States dollars, but we trade in United States dollars. Because we don't own and there is no US dollar sitting within the Liberian economy, people are always looking for the US dollar. So they compute for it. That the both people, they came and did not know that. Because they are computing for the US, the smaller one are there, so the rate will always go up. I listened to Mr. Gafon before, he said it was seasonal, saying last year, December. But it keeps going up. If you go into the 2025 budget, the technical thing at Ministry of Finance told the policymakers that the US rate will depreciate. But the policymakers, they didn't provide policy prescription to say, yes, these are the actions we will take. They said the Liberian will depreciate up to 209. So, because ArcelorMittal, the rest of the people export their iron ore in a simplistic way. They sell the iron ore out of this country here. The US dollar that they are gaining from selling the iron ore, it doesn't come within the Liberian economy. The US dollar stay offshore in the Liberian economy. So it put pressures on the small US dollar we have here, and everybody computing for it. There is no policy prescription for the government to be able to solve that problem. I'm not going to tell them what the prescription are. Let me tell the Vice President. Mr. Vice President, this is a dangerous trap you are setting over for them to tell you to head a team that will talk about the prices on the Liberian market. Because the people who lay your national development plan build a foundation of colonial and flawed economic logic. It is affecting the Liberian economy. You cannot solve it with magic and say your cut down prior do that. You cannot solve it. You need to overhaul the entire economic management thing and redo your national development architecture.
Okay, we have Josiah Joekai, the head of the CSA. Since he was mentioned,
I don't have problem.
yeah, let's hear from him. Welcome, Mr. It's the Director General of the CSA.
Julius, thank you, man. You don't know my title. It's Director General. How
No,
are you?
you know the guy as Director General, Director, Executive Director, General. I know all the kind of
The
things.
Civil
So,
Service Agency is Director General. Julius,
Okay,
how
yeah.
are you? How you doing?
I'm fine. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Mr. Kolubah is in studio.
So Julius, yes, I was, I just came out of a meeting and I got in the car and then I heard Benedict trying to provide some so-called analysis. First, I want to say
No. First of all, no, sir. Let's be respectful in the conversation. I will not want him to say that whatever you say will be so called and blah blah blah. Let's just provide your side without the name calling, please.
Oh, hold on, Julius. I hope you understand when you say so-called. So-called is not any form of insult or disrespect. It's a word to use to describe a situation. So that's simple. Let's take care of that. But it's so-called because it is erroneous, the information he provided, and it has no basis. I think it's completely shallow. Look, in the first place, he's either deceptive or lacks complete understanding, as you are asking him whether or not it is about understanding. In our report, if he's realistic, let him read to you the number we inherited in terms of the workforce. He need to read that to you. 67,746.
I read that.
We also inherited a set of consultants in a total amount of 1,000. Benedict knows that. 1,000 across spending entities, 1,000 individuals, quote unquote, providing consultancy, some of whom we could not even identify when we took over and did our own assessment. We had to shut that down immediately. You know how much government lost in 2023 alone? $6.1 million. Benedict is not telling you that $6.1 million. And you know how consultants are paid? They are paid through goods and services. It's not through the compensation line. The failure of Benedict to even explain to the public that consultants' payment is not true. The direct compensation in terms of salaries and wages.
But sir, there is a major issue that he raised. That according to your report.
I'm laying the premise.
A short time here. I want to send a message.
Julia,
No,
Julia.
listen.
Can you?
The question is.
Can you just listen to him, Mr. Joekai?
That, please. No, please. I don't have much time. I just want you to answer one question. Did you say in your report that you reduced the wage bill from 23.5 to 21.1?
Okay, yeah. You can go ahead.
You listen to me. The compensation is divided in two categories. We have regular employees. Julius, do you want me to speak, Julius?
Go ahead, Josiah. No, Benedict, wait. Benedict, let him go ahead. There is a key issue here. You can go ahead, Mr. Joekai.
Thank you so much. Julius, in the first place, we have two categories of compensations. We have the consultancy compensation and we have the regular employees. The regular employees, we have the compensation, and for the consultancy alone, it is part of the savings that we did. 2023 alone, they spent $6.1 million. When we took over, we reformed the consultancy regime. We established consultancy policy. Listen.
No, but Mr. Joekai, Director General Joekai, there is a key issue here that he raised that I wanted you to just address.
Issue, Julia. There is a fundamental issue we need to clarify.
No. Just wait, leave it, Benedict. Let me, Benedict. No, just leave it. Lead that time the business. I can still invite you anytime. Lead the time the business. this. Let me deal with this.
Well, Julius, if Benedict doesn't
Benedict,
put me on because I'm not going to argue with Benedict here. In the first place, I'm doing it for the sake of the public.
Yeah, sure. And so let us go to the key issue. No. But then you cannot say that. You cannot say that, Mr. Director General. Whether you have PhD and someone doesn't have PhD doesn't mean you can have a conversation. I think that's the only reason why you're saying that. So let us address what the issue is. There is a major issue that he raised that I want you to please address. Benedict is saying that in your 2024 report, you stated that you reduced government's compensation from 23 plus million to 21 plus million. He's saying in 2025 that has gone up to over 26 million. Is it true? And how can you explain that?
That is diabolical and that is erroneous. It's not true. It's untrue. And now you listening to the business. The numbers are totally wrong and unacceptable. That's disingenuous on his part. And that's why I want him to listen, because I am the authority in this area. Benedict has 6 years. Benedict has 6 years. Now, Julius, will you
let him relax. Let him ask the question.
I think this is being disrespectful.
No, Benedict, your microphone off. Let the man just address the question. No, please let him address the question. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Thank you so much. So I try to explain to you, to tell you that we have the 2 categories of compensations. I told you that in 2023 alone, we lost $6.1 million. When we took over, we abolished that, taking away the 1,000 consultants. Today we are under 100. We have not even hired more than 100 consultants across government, for which we are paying just around $1.2 million. So that's our saving, around $4.8 million from the $6.1 million that they grossly abused in 2023. That is reflected in the report. It is there, Julius. You will read it.
Yeah,
but also mentioned the compensation and indicated that we inherited a total of 67,746, and that's true. Benedict knows that. And then we did the ESRP clean up to the extent that in that report, at the time of the report, we brought the number down to 60,900.
Good. I said that. I read that.
Very good. We were able to bring the compensation down on the basis of that from 23.5. We did that.
And brought it down to 21.1 million monthly, right?
Thank you.
So where is it now?
So yeah, and that's where we are. We are around $21.1 million, 21.6, depending on the variance.
But how come the finance ministry is according to the 2025 May year report putting the total compensation to more than $300 million?
Yes, because you have the SOEs, you have different entities that are now under the CSA. CSA only reported for the 105 spending entities, not all the government institutions. That's what Benedict is very deceptive about. He needed to educate you because he worked for the Ministry of Finance. He knows that that constitutes the totality of the compensation of government institutions. But what we reported for is the 103 spending entities at the time. Now we have 105. That does not include all of the SOEs that are inclusive of what the finance minister reported. Finance minister is the head of the institution that manages the economy of the country.
So there are how many spending entities?
105. That's what CSA has the payroll for. And
how many other entities are kind of added there to make the wage bill to be more than 300 million?
Oh, you have many. You have the SOEs. I can tell you the total. You can ask the BSE, the Bureau of State Enterprises. They manage the SOEs. Those are many institutions, the NPA, the LPRC. Those are all the institutions, the LEC, all of them combined. CSA does not control that. And that's a deception. It said
the finance ministry that controls the
finance ministry reports on that because the finance ministry manages the economy and the finances of the country. So the report.
So I'm saying, are there budgets in terms of salaries captured in the finance ministry's budget that is submitted to the legislature?
The finance ministry captured that, but the CSA only control the spending entities.
Okay.
So you see the difference, Julius?
Okay.
You see that? And
Okay.
Benedict must not be sitting in our studio.
Okay.
And
Thanks
deceiving
so
the Liberian
kindly.
people.
Okay.
And that's so diabolical, and I don't think we should do it. It's wrong.
Thanks so kindly. Now we have got the point. I come back to you, Benedict, on that.
So, Julius, you see, I was patient. I have been known to mention Josiah name because of some biases. And the biases are Josiah and myself went to school together. We were refugees. We did student politics together. We even protested against the current agriculture minister. 1. 2, Josiah and myself come from the same district and we come from the same church. But because he has called and began to highlight, he demeaned me. Look, if the president was serious, he will fire Josiah. For Josiah to tell me that state-owned enterprise are on the payroll. The Minister of Finance only account for monies that go into consolidated account. Except Josiah telling me right now within this government, LPRC is being paid by Minister of Finance. Or National Coal
Someone
Authority is
very
being
higher
paid.
up at the
Except that what he's telling me now.
the LRA says the CSA boss is lying. SOE's compensation line is not inclusive of total compensation in the
Josiah,
approved
let me tell
budget.
you, Josiah, I say you have
SOEs
gotten
control
at
their
me.
own budget.
I was respectful of you because, you know, this is the professional arrogance they got in the government. Josiah, you got PhD, it doesn't matter. I work in an appointed position in government before you. I work at the nucleus of the government.
That is not important.
No, it's important when he was trying to demean me.
No,
Okay.
so
So the first mistake he's making is that brother, when you keep Josiah in your government, the government will fail. For him to come here and lie to the public that the $21.1 million that the wage bill is not part of the state-owned enterprise. The one Minister of Finance is reporting is inclusive of state-owned enterprise. That is diabolical. That it doesn't have an understanding of the public financial management system. And Minister Gaffan is managing with because I told you I've not been able to discuss Minister of Finance because Minister Gaffan just going into a pit. I want to see the budget that he's going to submit for 2026 before I start discussing him. He finding it difficult, and those are some of the difficulties because Josiah feels he knows all. Let me say this to you. In fact, Josiah has even over-evaluated my point. The money he said he saved from payroll, the consultancy are not part of it. So if you save even $4 million from consultancy, and then that consultancy money to reduce goods and services, I didn't write the report. You say you reduce from 23.5 to 21.1. How can it go on to 316? You come and sit here and deceive the Liberian people. Look, let me say to the Liberian people, what happened to us was a such socket. And I started the foundation by saying, because Josiah and the rest of the people lie. I don't discuss people when I come here. I discuss data, but he has brought himself in it. Because they lied to the population that, look, there was also ghost on the payroll, so he got one to clean it. If Josiah, I can challenge you, let Josiah write my resignation report from CDC and be in his hand. We go to Minkat and he prove even 20% in this report. I will read my resignation report from CDC and join Unity Party and apologize to the Liberian people because you know why? The biggest policy that I can boast of that we did, have we not done it, this country will collapse, that was harmonization. I can defend it to the death of my life because have we not done it, the country will collapse. And you got somebody who don't understand the public financial management system to deceive the Liberian people and say he a magician, he reduced wage bill by $28 million a year. Are you killing me? Then he comes on the radio to insult me.
That's okay.
Josiah, to what as an agency boss is get a favor from the president. It doesn't mean you know it better than somebody.
Thanks so kindly. We have you here because of time. No, because the time.
Look,
finished.
I left from my back. I came here. Then you allow somebody who lied to the people to take time on the radio.
It was his entity.
No,
that was being talked about.
So okay, let me close now. Let me close.
No, you're not. Later on, before you close, how you close? But don't time to close. That closing time. I will call here for part 2. Yeah, we didn't talk about the arrest agenda, the arrest importation. We didn't talk about inflation. No, sit down, listen to the course. Let's take Amos to it. Yeah. Let's take Amos to it from the LPRC. Go ahead, Amos. Let's hear you.
Well, I just wanted to correct something. I don't know the basis for his agitation in studio, but I heard that he indicated Ministry of Finance is paying LPRC. I don't know what the basis for that and what kind of information he was trying to provide. That information he is providing is false. It's a blatant lie. That LPRC. The Ministry of Finance is paying LPRC salary is a blatant lie.
Amos, I can bring documentation.
Pay attention, man, please, I beg you. If it happened in his administration,
no, but it was not him that said it. No, Amos, listen.
So I'm saying to you, if it ever happened during the administration, I don't know about. But the JNB administration or doing my administration as managing director at LPRC, Ministry of Finance is not paying in time to any of our employees. LPRC is what?
So that means the CSA boss lied.
No, but I don't know where that information is coming from because
LPRC
is not being paid by Minister of Finance. We pay our own employees.
Okay,
whoever
thanks.
Provide that information is a blatant lie.
Okay, thanks so kindly, sir.
They can investigate before coming out with such an information.
Okay.
LPRC is paying its own employees.
Okay.
So no Minister of Finance is paying LPRC's employee. That information is false.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks so kindly, Amos. Thanks so kindly, Amos. Well, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. No, leave it. Very, very, very interesting. Welcome, and let's hear you. Let's take a few calls. Yeah?
Live?
Yes, go ahead quickly. We don't have enough time.
Thank you. I want to say thank you so much to Benedict Kolubah for unveiling these things that are happening. But one thing that caught my attention quickly, our PhD DG said that the consultants are honor 100. Did he say that?
No, he said consultants. The consultants they have now.
Yeah. Honor 100?
Yeah.
Honor 100 is a blatant lie. Go to Ministry of Labor and look. Do you know how many percent has consultants? Oh, man.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. Let's take a few more calls. Let's see who's right here. Welcome. And let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. This is Production Fire. I really appreciate the debate on the radio. It will expose the thing that is ongoing in this country to deceive the Liberian people on what is not existing. I really appreciate the debate. The debate has brought to light so many deceits that is ongoing. And it has exposed a report that particular report for too many errors. Because I think Benedict Kolubah is reading from the report. He's not saying things on his own. He's digesting and analyzing the report made by CSA. And I think everyone's trying to confirm that in that report, they also lie. Thank you for this debate, and let's continue so we can know what they are doing in our country.
Thanks so kindly. Welcome. Let's hear you, Mr. Koti, quickly.
Thank you very much. I've sent you a text, but I think I better say it publicly. Please invite somebody from the CSA.
No, but and the CSA boss is definitely talking.
No, that is not enough. You have one man sitting in studio there explaining himself 100 years. Let somebody be sitting before him face to face. It does not. Mr. Joekai did not have the time to talk enough. No,
but he said he not even supposed to engage with the man. Like what he said.
Okay, somebody else can come.
Why you think he should not engage with the man? He as the boss.
So I'm not the one saying that he can come or somebody can come. But what I'm saying is that you have Mr. Kolubah in studio interrupting the man, and he didn't have the chance to explain himself. So please.
No, the man actually explained himself on the key issue, and that key issue has been debunked by Amos Twelve. I know it is not you, finance minister, not paying them. But thanks so kindly.
Look, please invite somebody. I mentioned it in studio.
Oh no, but Mr. Koti, you supposed to be asking CSA boss why is why is
it?
Second to last caller quickly. Let's hear you.
Yes. Julius, sorry about that. And let me say a pleasant good evening to your guests in studio. I phone in from District 4, and this is the voice of Akwe Ebue Senior. Like Mr. Koti said, I appreciate you, Julius, for the kind of debate. I think we as Liberians, we follow religiously, and there were a lot of hitting, things that have come to the spotlight. But in a wake of all what has happened, I think it's fair enough, like Mr. Koti said, at least to invite.
No, but if they won't come tomorrow, there's no issue. There's absolutely, we can always find time. Nothing that issue for Polo County Radio, that issue. Thanks so kindly. It is up to them. Finally, let's get you quickly.
This is Robert Wilson. How you doing?
Fine.
I listened to the conversation, but I let us make a clarification. Josiah Joekai didn't say that Minister of Finance can pay SOEs. He said 105 spent entities. But when government of the Minister of Finance capture every entity in terms of the payment, he didn't say. So the person that called Amos 2 went to make that clarification, they were wrong. He said 103 spending entities.
But if an administration not paying the people, how are they reporting their compensation as part of the total government compensation?
To holistically tell the people of Liberia how people are paid. He didn't say that.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, so kindly. Because of time, we have to go. That's just 1 minute. Let's.
Julius, I think I was not treated fair here.
No, it's
no.
okay.
Let me end.
Yeah,
let me ask anybody who is interested in this debate. Pay for 2 hours for me. I will come back. I need 2 hours. And let me say to seditionists, let me say to people who work with President Weah, this debate must break. You must embrace yourself that the people lie on you. They're not able this country. Let me say this to Josiah. I have respected you and been biased. All my posts have been CSA. I didn't mention you. But I'm mentioning you directly now because you came on me. I'm saying to you, because of your professional arrogance, you will damage this country. Number one, you did a premature report. You cannot do yearly report on the 25th of November. It's premature. It's a showmanship. You also mentioned that you reduced the compensation from 23.5 to 21.1. That isn't true. You also said Finance Minister captured salaries compensation for state-owned enterprises. That is not true. And anybody who think that I'm lying, and let me say this. The reason they don't compete with me is that I don't lie. I speak with data. Today, tomorrow, Julius are sleeping, call me. Anybody who feels that I'm lying and they must be in a policy position. If you come to a studio with me, the next day the president will fire you because you were deceiving the president.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. His name is Benedict Kolubah, former assistant minister. My name is Julius J. Tomorrow will be another day. We are out.